Hey, in this hairstyle, I'm showing you how to achieve this look of the flip over Fulani braids with the French curl hair. You know, I had to do this again. I did it before on regular connect line hair and used the beach curl and all that good great stuff. So I was like, I wonder how this hairstyle will look with French curl hair. So that's what I'm doing. I started off with doing the last row of knotless in the back. I'm showing you guys how I do my knotless. Right now you see me parting using the braiding gel that I like to use, which is the Pure Neat braid. I love this gel because it doesn't leave flakes, it doesn't make your hair dry, etc., etc. It's a really good braiding gel. I do not put braiding gel all throughout the person's hair. I just do it mainly at the base where all the, I don't want to say breakage, but you know, flyaways or whatnot is at. And I start off like I'm making a braid, and I feed in little bitty pieces right away. I do not do like a braid, like start the braid and then add. As soon as I position my hands in the braiding way, I start to add in small pieces. You always want to start with small, especially if you're doing small medium, and I just build the braid. The hair that I'm using is off Amazon. I'll give you the link in the description below, so look out for that. All the products that I am using in this hairstyle will be at the bottom in the description below. You don't want to rush this process. You literally just want to feed it in and build the braid up and all that good stuff. As you braid the hair with this French curl hair, you want to make sure you're separating each part. Do not let it start to braid towards the ends, especially with this hair, because it will knot up. And the thing about it is you cannot pull against this hair. You would have to cut it. So you guys don't see me really going through the whole thing, but I am conscious of it as I go through, as I braid, to make sure that I do not make a knot at the end. And if I do, I will snip it. I have no problem doing that. You guys do not see, but I did prep the hair on my braiding rack. To make the process go faster, especially with this hair, I would recommend using a braiding rack. I actually have a video of how to prep this hair on a braiding rack, because if you don't know how to do it, it can end up being a nightmare on Elm Street, literally. So if you want to see that video, I'll have it in the right or in the description box below, but most likely I'll put a card in the right corner so you guys can see how to prep this type of hair for French curl, Fulani, or just French curl braids in general. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting. Follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I would really appreciate that. It will really help my channel and my platforms grow in a whole. I am trying to really take this thing serious, so yeah. And if you want to see how to do knotless braids, not just how to prep it, but just how to do a full head of knotless French curl braids, I also have a tutorial and a video on that. But you can see right here, as I get back into the video, I have ran into a knot. So you just cut the hair. You do not pull against it. It'll literally straighten the hair and ruin it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's one thing about this hairstyle, and I'm going to show you how I do my last knotless braid. Right here, you see I'm just adding a little bit of product. Then you see I'm just separating how you would do a braid. I grab, and then I start to add it in. I do notice that I did not do add in here immediately right here, and it'll still turn out well, but as I've been doing knotless, I'm always finding myself learning. I've learned that usually how I did the first knotless braid that you've seen is usually the way to go. I usually just feed in the hair right away, unless my client's hair is super thick to the point where it's like not a need. It's going to be easy to build the braid up and build the length up. So yeah. The more you practice knotless braids, you'll start to understand the density of just anyone's hair, including your own. Usually in the middle, it's very thick. around the perimeter is not as thick. So you'll pretty much know when to add in, especially if you want, or you should always aim for all your braids being the same size, close enough that it looks like the same size. Of course, you know, it may feel different, but look different. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, and you see I'm just adding it in and I'm just braiding it down. I really wanted to show this process because a lot of people don't understand what build the braid is. And build the braid is simply building the braid to the length and the width of all the other braids or the size that you desire. Since I am at the top, I have to feed in hair a little bit longer just so the ends will meet the same length as the rest of the braids. In my case, I pretty much know what size I am aiming for to make sure that all these braids look the same size and the same length. But in the first row, that pretty much determines the width and the length of the entire hairstyle. So as you go up each row, you can either make it look more like a layered look, or you can really match the lengths as you feed in hair. If you need a detailed tutorial on knotless braids, please let me know in the comments below so I can show you when to add in hair for the last braid when you're getting to the top, because I hear a lot of girls say, I don't know when to stop adding in hair. So what I typically do is I add in hair to the width, and then once I get past a certain point, I'll add more hair in to match the first row that I did when I first started the entire hairstyle. But as we get back into this hairstyle, now you see I am doing the triangle part. So I'm doing all the cornrows first because that's fastest. I've mapped out the design that I want the braids to be. So I literally only just have to just clean up the parts and then begin the braids. I know that may seem more timing or time consuming for some, but it's really not, because once you have the braid pattern that you want, you then just part and you just going. You're not really taking a break from there. So you may spend an hour, not an hour, but maybe like 20 minutes, maybe mapping it out, or 10, depending on how fast you are. But just getting the idea of how you want your client's hair to be. When you do the flip over side, you want it to look identical as far as the parts that's going to flip over. You want to make sure that the triangles are at least the same size and the same part as far as both sides of the head. Or if you're doing any type of identical style, I recommend doing the design, pre-parting it before you add the braids in permanently, because you'll know I have enough hair to achieve the look that the client wants. And it just helps the mental process be a lot more just clear when you're braiding. So I don't have to worry about, oh, I hope that it's enough braids or the same amount of braids on each side. So yeah, that's why I say map out your style before you start doing the actual style. Some braiders are really good at that, but if you're a beginning braider, I would say do it. I do it for time and just for my mental sanity, because I am a seasoned braider. I've been braiding for many years. So yeah, but at the end of the day, you do what works best for you. But if you want a pro tip, that's one. Do your design prior to braiding it all in on your client's natural hair, so you can make sure each part and each braid end up being the same size. And yeah, and I say that because each client has different types of like density in their hair. One side might be thinner or thicker. And as you know, your head is not identical. So it's not always identically matched. So this helped make it a lot more helpful for you in a way when you design it prior to, because you can give the illusion that it looks identical on each side just by the way that you braid it. So I hope that all makes sense. But As you always do with any type of feed in or stitch braid, you start off with the client's hair like you see me, and then you just feed in small parts of the hair that you are using. Please stay tuned because I know you guys have noticed I haven't went all the way to the end per se on these French curl braids. I will actually show you exactly how to tie them off and to seal the ends so it does not unravel. So in case you're wondering, like, she not going all the way down with these braids and I've been watching it, it's because I'm going to show you. Most likely I did do this style live, so if you want to see my live version, you can go to that on my channel. But I did not go all the way to I didn't do the ends at all until the very end because it just went faster for me just braiding it in, and then I just clipped it off, and then I'll be doing the ends, and you guys will see how I seal my ends or stop the braids from unraveling. And yeah, so you see me just feeding in little pieces of hair. Some people wait until they get halfway and then start adding pieces, but because I wanted it to have slits of red going throughout her actual scalp, and because of the density of her hair, I did add in some pieces very early. So yeah, it all depends on your braid style and how you do it. So this is the way that I do it. I wanted the braids to have a little meat to it, so that's why I start off. If I would have just braided her natural hair, it wouldn't have looked as meaty in a way. Like, I'm not saying fat, but like it wouldn't have looked as, I don't know how to describe it. You'll see towards the end what I mean, but it wouldn't, to me, I wanted the braids to all look a certain way where it didn't look like her braids was on life support. You know what I'm saying in the beginning? So, yeah. So right now, I want to take the time to just give out some gratitude to all the people who are subscribed to me. I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys so much that I decided to do a random shout out to new subscribers, but I'm going to change that to members only. So you guys better start becoming some members so I can do more than just shout outs. You can get behind the scenes, get to know me, all that. So for right now, I want to shout out Damian Jones, First Class, Stevie Gavin, Janice McNeil. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the other subscribers that's just been watching me and, encouraging me and all that good stuff. I want to let you guys know that I see you. I literally just randomly say who I want to shout out. But like I said, I will be doing a members only type of thing. So you guys, y'all go ahead and become a part of my family so that way I can shout you out and you can get content, exclusive content from me. And yeah, I just wanted to take the time out to do that. So shout outs to you guys. Pat yourself on the back if you've been watching this long. So right here, I am starting the triangle individual braids. And you see, as I went through the whole top part, I was just taking down sections. You want to make sure you leave out a good amount of baby hairs. That's if your client is interested in baby hairs. She wanted about that much out. So yeah, and I wasn't going to force that into her braids anyway, because it is a little bit on the thinner side, but you can always tell when a person wear baby hairs because it's always thinner around the perimeter. But you see, I'm just cleaning it up, and then you want to make sure you have the same amount of triangle individual braids on one side as you do the other, and kind of have them look identical from a certain angle. So you can see I am matching it with the other one. And I'm just parting it out, and then I'm going to do individual knotless braids like I did on the back section. So now you see I am braiding all of the braids down. I am braiding it to the length where I want the curly to sit and be. And then I take a very small piece and I wrap it around and tie it into a knot. And I do that a couple of times back and forth just to secure the end so it doesn't unravel. Then I take another small piece and I do the same thing. And it's almost like a double knot in a way, so it doesn't unravel. At first I used to use nail glue, but now I do not because it takes entirely too long of a process just opening the nail glue and wrapping it and stuff like that. This is better doing 2 knots with small pieces of hair. And of course you see me cut the and I just make it all the same length. But yeah, this is pretty much how I secure the ends. I hope this is a good video for you to see, as far as being able to capture what I'm actually doing. I'm trying to get a close up so you can see, I showed you the fingers, if you notice, and I grab, pull, take it, do it again, grab, pull, and do it again, grab, pull, wrap around, grab, pull, and that's pretty much how you do it. I hope you like this video. Please thumbs up if you understand, or comment if you understand how to seal these ends. Let me know how you like this video, if you'll try this hairstyle. I hope I showed you guys enough detail that it won't be hard for you guys to do these ends. You really do have to use small pieces, wrap around, and it's really that easy. And yeah, if you don't, then you'll have a whole lot of problems moving forward with this hairstyle. So you definitely want to secure the ends like you see me do, like so. And you want to make sure you trim them up, make sure all the braids are even and all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope this video really helped you. Please hit that subscribe button and let me know what you think again. I really appreciate you guys for sticking through and really watching this whole process. Well, here is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see how to do this style without the French curl, I got you covered. Here it is. Hope you enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye.